We're out grabbing lunch because we had a pretty early appointment at a law office today, going over wills and stuff. Very, very fun. And the whole time you're just talking about your death and your inevitable death and when you might die and if you die now. Then we just so happened to get stuck on train tracks. We were in the intersection, so I had to pull forward. The people in front of us weren't going forward, but trains rarely come by. That was my thought exactly. Trains rarely come by. Clearly I'm wrong, because as I'm going back reliving this, another train's going by, and the exact same scenario is happening where there's a cop that watched me have to go on the wrong side of the road. Imagine my surprise when I'm stuck on the tracks and then there's a cop behind me. I have to drive across the road and then a train comes by. Who would have expected another train to come by? It's a good thing we were in getting our wills done. I didn't really explain thoroughly or properly the setup and situation that put me in the position where a train almost kind of took us out. Like if I didn't move within 30 seconds, we would have been hit. Our turn lane was green and the traffic was flowing normally. As we were pulling in, the light was starting to change and it started backing up. I couldn't back up because there was a car behind me, so I pulled forward. I didn't want to be on the train tracks and I tried to pull forward, but the car that was right ahead of me, instead of them pulling forward into the parking spot and just waiting to turn back in when that traffic on this lane cleared up, they just stayed there, leaving me stuck on the train track. And that is when the crossing buck signals started going. What are the odds? To make matters worse, I had a police car right behind me, right next to me watching this whole thing. So what I had to do was drive through the turn lane and also the oncoming traffic lane very, very quickly before multiple cars got to the light, which they were coming. Well, otherwise, in the great debate of who would win, a train or a car, I think the train would have had the upper hand on this one. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled plans of not dying today. Seeing that I'm now a bona fide real-life food reviewer that shows more than just a split second of all the free airport lounge meals that I unceremoniously inhale like a 13th century goblin boy, the food here was a mixed bag. The first half was very promising, having one of the better miso soups I've ever consumed. Half the oysters were top 3 in my limited oyster experience, and these weren't top tier, but quite enjoyable. The raw stuff is where the inconsistencies come about. The hand roll and scallop roll were solid, but the seared fish and sashimi had been frozen at least once. Chicken and tempura did help make up for it. Okay, limp-inducing review over. Back to I don't know, something. I have approximately all of the projects going on all the time, and naturally, as it goes, none of them are ever being done ever. Naturally, for those that have a list of things to do, everyone, and that doesn't do them. And I think that's a lot of people. I hope that's a lot of people, not just me, that has that list of things that they never do, that they never get around to, until it's literally in their way and in their face. I can't even walk around and get in here, and this is the cleaned up version. I've been treating this closet as a catch-all for everything, mostly video projects and random crap I want to keep that Claire doesn't necessarily want to keep that's not in the garage. And, well, I need more space, and I've had plans to give myself more space, I just haven't got around to it. And that's kind of dumb, but I finally ordered the parts. This is wireframe shelving. It is garbage. Lowest tier shelving that you could probably possibly get based on, I don't know, I'm just making this up as I go. And because this garbage is put in most new homes, just an entry-level thing, or people that have just a little bit more space, we had a lot of them, and I took them out, and fortunately, because I'm a hoarder that saves everything, I have them all right back here from all of the different closets that we've already gutted, which gives me a large stack to work with. So large, in fact. Kitting out my closet and a couple others should be quite easy to do. A metal cutting blade and all of the hardware needed to mount this crap was ordered and received last week, and now I'm gonna get around to doing it. Rather, I'm just gonna clear out the closet so I can do it tomorrow. I'm not putting it off, I'm just prepping. Now, I'd like to get my floor back so I could actually walk in here and grab stuff and not step over everything like I've been doing for the past, let's just assume it's been a long time. Most of the time. The whole time. I'm gonna go from floor to ceiling, giving enough space for some of the bins, and hopefully enough space to put all this random garbage that's mostly either the overuse of the word mostly either just video projects that I've either completed or that are in some state of semi-completion, or just random junk. Like a cassette tape that someone may or may not have mistakenly thought was a pack of cards. I have no idea what to do with this. You might think because the wireframe shelves are garbage and things can fall through it that things would fall through it. But I saved plenty of leftover IKEA scrap to solve that as well. Man, I am just hoarding everything, and if I don't use it, then Claire will throw me away with it. IKEA furniture usually comes with these compressed, it's more like the most sturdy cardboard you've ever seen than actual wood. It's a compressed fiber material. But we used good old plywood in the back of ours to give our crappy IKEA furniture some sense of stability, making it safe to assume that that's what I saved. Actual garbage. I intentionally saved all this particle board for this exact use. It's not that heavy, so hopefully the shelves will be able to handle it and whatever bins and other random oddities I put on the shelves, and it'll just give it a smoother surface so things don't fall apart. It was either that or cardboard. I'm not gonna go get some specialty thing. And this is slightly better than cardboard. And then I have the option of brown or white. I'm more of a beige than brown. Ultimately, all these shelves are a temporary Band-Aid on a forever problem of always having too much stuff and just wanting to throw it somewhere. I like being organized, but it's really, that's what it's gonna be, just shelves for catch-all. And I love a good catch-all shelf, or table, or catch-all floor. I'm really good with catch-all floors. Catch-all floors make things so much easier. You don't have to worry about finding a place for it. You just throw it on the floor and then it's done. There's no more concern. Don't think about it. I truly want to be organized. I derive a lot of pleasure from being organized and clean and having everything neat and tidy. But man, does it take a lot of effort to do that. Does it take more effort to put up shelves so you can be less neat and tidy overall, but more neat and tidy overall? Maybe, we'll find out tomorrow when I put them up. Right now, I'm kind of being forced to do it. I've wanted to do it for a long time, and I finally got the tools to do it, the proper tools, so I'm not chiseling away with a wood saw or something stupid, ruining all of my equipment. But now I'm kind of forced to because I am almost at capacity over here. This shelf that's empty and normally reserved for an ongoing project is now full of Gundam boxes. I mean, it looks kind of cool being stacked up. It's almost like I have my own store. A few more trips with friends coming over and I might actually have enough to fill out the entire shelves and open up a store. This empty shelf, which I had no plan for, has a bunch of droid characters from when I did the droid video because I set them there and decided it kind of looks cool. I might just keep that there for a while. And a while has been passing, and they'll stay a while more. The random crap I don't know where to put, but I kind of want it out, but some of it's also future projects. Shelf is hitting max capacity. It could be reorganized, stuff could be moved, stuff could be put away, stuff could be put up. There's a lot of coulds in that statement. I don't have anything else beyond could. And then this is the shelf where I like to keep things I actually use from time to time, like my laptop, all of my Gundam stuff. It's going a bit too low now. All my Gundam accessorizing and building equipment is currently here. I had all the Advent calendar figures here very, very briefly. Now they're gone. But I would like to keep this one clear because it's at the same level as my desk and it's essentially more desk space for my laptop specifically. Kind of a waste of a shelf space, but I was putting stuff there anyways, like pencils, and so I might as well just keep it empty so I don't keep knocking stuff over. The top shelves aren't maxed out, but I'm too short to reach them. It's beyond me. I'm not going to pull out a step stool that's in the other room. As you can see, this is an uncomplicated project that I have set forth for myself to clear up a pretty non-issue because the most part this room is pretty clear except for the table. There's always something. I've had that same army up there for 3 weeks maybe now. I should have just taken a picture and moved on, but man, do I not know how to use a camera. That's my fault. I just don't want to learn how to use a nicer camera other than my phone, which you think would be the limit. And it is for me. I just needed something to fill out the rest of this day. What else is there to record after you almost get hit by a train and then go home? Not much. Not much is very exciting after that, so why not make it as mundane as possible? Here's the shelves that I might build tomorrow. No, I will build them tomorrow. I already said I would on here, and if I don't, then there aren't any additional repercussions, but hopefully this keeps me accountable because it's always worked in the past.